I don't know what I need to do for strength. Because we're going to have to get strength. We got to get strength from this guy. Which means we also have to teach it to somebody. But I think it's going to have to be Blastoise. Which I guess if we're going to add Articuno to our team, I don't have to worry about teaching Blastoise Ice Beam. Because, again, we have Articuno. Or we will, rather. But Blastoise and Nidoking are the only two that can use it. And Nidoking's moveset is near perfect for Gen 1. I mean, we got Body Slam for the paralysis. We got Rock Slide for the flinches. We got Earthquake for Earthquake. I mean, Seismic Toss is really the only thing, but there's no point in teaching him Strength over Seismic Toss. Blastoise, we can delete Bite for Strength, since Bite's a normal type move in Gen 1 anyways. So, that doesn't really matter. I hate taking up move slots with HM moves, but they made them so detrimental. And it's like some of them are like, Cut sucks. It's a normal type move, it's 50 base damage, garbage. Fly, it's base 90, it's 2 turn, which is but it's flying type, so it's a type. It's not the worst. And then you got Surf, which, like, Surf is the best water-type move besides Hydro Pump, which has shit accuracy. So Surf's great. Nobody complains about teaching their Pokemon Surf. And then Strength is, like, the same as Cut, except I think Strength is base 80. So it's like, yeah, it's a little higher, but... And then, motherfucker, I didn't want to deposit the goddamn bike. And then Flash. Nobody wants to teach their Pokemon Flash. Flash is a move you teach a Pokemon that you are not going to have on your party. Cut's kind of the same way. Do I want to go back and get Fly now? No, I guess I won't. Not yet. We'll go and battle these nerds. Because we've got a couple trainers from Route 19 before the Seafoam Islands we can battle. And then we'll go back up to Celadon, get Fly, go to Pallet Town, and then go south to Cinnabar. We might actually be able to... Well, we have to go through the mansion, which pisses me off every time, because I never remember the switches. But we do have to go to the mansion before we can go to Cinnabar Gym. But we might be able to possibly get to Blaine. The thing that's going to be really aggravating, in my opinion, is going to be the fact of, depending on how far we get tonight, the major things we have to do is, besides switching Kadabra for Articuno, but that's level 50. I mean, I would prefer for my team to be 55, but it may not be necessary. It's just going to be really aggravating once we get to Lance. Because, and really that just depends. Because Lorelai, Bruno, and Agatha won't really be that big of an issue. Lance, on the other hand, will be kind of an issue because he's got 3 fucking Dragonites. And then Gary, because I think Gary's highest Pokemon is like 67. So it's doable. It's just a bit of a hassle. And really the only thing I would be concerned with is that fucking Alakazam. Though, I suppose I'd have to see whose physical strength is stronger. I want to say Raichu has a higher physical attack stat than Ninetales. But it's possible we could just do 2 quick attacks and just completely thrash him. Let's see, what's Raichu's? Raichu's is 92. His attack, his speed, and his special are all 92. Yep. Oh yeah, because all of his... Well, I'm trying to think. His base attack and special should be 90. And his speed is 100, I think, in Gen 1. And Ninetales is physical attack 78. Okay, so Raichu would definitely... Raichu might be our Zam killer. And, you know, possibly. And then that would prevent us from having to worry about grinding and all that shit. So, that might be... That might be the path that we take. I always hate trying to surf and make sure I get all the trainers because it's like, it's really difficult to tell how far down you've surfed unless you actually sit there and count. And, you know, I've got my finger on the screen to count the little squares. But it's not the worst thing. It's just kind of a bit of a annoyance. See, and then their Pokemon are like 27. Like, I ain't gotta worry about these fucks. I suppose, though, I guess it's possible. Between these trainers in the water, the trainers in the water south and east of Cinnabar, and then the mansion, and then the 2 gyms, and then your rival, and then Victory Road, our team could be 50, at least, by the time we actually get to the Elite Four. So this might actually be very doable. It could be very doable to do it without a grinding session. In fact, I don't think I've done any grinding at all. I'd have to go back and look. Did we even grind during the first stream? Against, like, in, Viridian Forest? I'm not sure if we did. I mean, you don't really need to, I guess. Because, you know, we had Squirtle. So as long as we had a Water-type move, Brock's gym wasn't really that threatening. And I guess technically training, like using Alakazam, or using Kadabra rather, and wasting experience on Kadabra could be unnecessary. I'm gonna keep using him though, at least until Yeah. No, not serve. I wanted to... Damn it. I wanted to use strength. That still did an insane amount of damage. At that point, I may as well just use Bubble Beam. No, you don't. I'm going to use the item I forgot that I had previously. I think we had a Pokemon that fell asleep. I think Ninetales fell asleep earlier and then woke up immediately. So like, even strength in this game is just like a weird, like comic kapow little symbol. And what, in Gen 2, I think he like picks up a rock and throws it at him. Which is kind of, you know, like what you do in this, I don't know, it's all weird. It's all weird, but I love it. I don't care what anybody else says. And as much as I like Fire Red and Leaf Green, I still feel like I prefer playing the original Red and Blue over them. Now, Heart Gold and Soul Silver, I can't say whether I prefer those games or whether I prefer the original, but I feel like, at least for the sprites, I prefer the original. But I think overall, as games to play, Heart Gold and Soul Silver are better than Gold, Silver, and Crystal. Ba-da-ba-da. Oh, no, don't switch. The Sea King. The King of the Seas. I should have sent out the King of the Niddos. But, Raichu's the king of absolutely murdering water types. Oh man, I love that giant Blastoise you're riding on. Can I have it if I win? No, you dumb bitch, you cannot. Like, fucking stupid dialogue. Not nearly as bad as the ultimate memed Pokemon dialogue, which is the swimmer that's like, I'm wearing a bikini, where do I keep my Pokeballs? And you're just like, Look at Goldine's sprite. Goldine is so, like, not even interested in being a Pokemon. And then we have Sea King, the original waterfall user. I think he's the only Pokemon to get waterfall before it was made into a TM. Or, HM. Level 40. I don't want to let Raichu just, you know, murder all of these trainers. But at the same time, it's like, that's what he's here for. He's here to deal with fucking water types. And I mean, I guess I'll just let Raichu handle all these because there's not really going to be anyone in really any of the next areas that just ground gym, useless. Fire gym, not really useful. And I think I don't think he'd be useful against any of the fuckers in the Burn Mansion either. I think the burglars, they all have like fire types, electric types, and poison types. So I guess I'll just be that guy that's just surfing around on the back of a Blastoise shell with a Raichu zapping everything in sight. Staryu, the original Hiya! It's another Pokemon that I love that I think is absolutely underrated, is Staryu and Starmie. I know a lot of my favorite Pokemon actually have a pretty good fan base. Like, I didn't know there were that many people that not only liked Raichu over Pikachu, but said that Raichu was their #1 favorite Pokemon. I've been encountering people here and there saying that, and like, whoa, what? I thought I was the only one. Tentacruel. I love Tentacruel's Gen 1 sprite. Even though it doesn't look that great, just the fact that he's got 2 of his tentacles, like, crossed, like he's got his arms crossed. It's just so... How did I miss? What? Raichu, I was just talking so highly of you. But even then, like, I feel like... sometimes I feel like Ninetales or Nidoking are just overlooked, but there's so many people that actually like them as Pokemon, and like... Damn, I don't know what to think anymore. I do feel like, however, Staryu and Starmie does not have a huge amount of people that really, like... I don't think they have that many haters. I think most people are just kind of indifferent towards them. This is a level 40 Wild Tentacool. That's crazy. Wow, that did a lot of damage. I want to use Tentacruel in something. I don't know what, though. Maybe in a Gen 2 game. Because we get... I mean, like, Tentacruel has actually pretty good stats. It just gets the hate because of all the... It's basically the Golbat of water areas. Or the Zubat of water areas. We just constantly run into Tentacruels in the water. But, I mean, Water Poison is a good typing. He gets Water moves, Poison moves, Ice moves. He gets Giga Drain, so he can heal himself. Like, Tentacruel could actually be a really fucking good Pokemon. And then he gets Rain Dish as an ability in later games, so he's perfect for a Rain team. Like, it's definitely not a Pokemon I liked from the beginning. Again, I was just indifferent towards it. Like, his fossil card art was kind of cool. But otherwise, I didn't really care. But he's definitely grown on me with the different things you can do with a Tentacruel. Whereas, like, Staryu and Starmie, I loved them since the very beginning. Just because they were cool Pokemon. It was Misty's 2 Pokemon, so you got to see them quite often. And then their base set art is just so damn good. It's so damn good that when I started... hunting base set cards before the pandemic and before the TCG. I don't want to call them collectors because most of these people weren't collecting anything besides maybe bed sores before the pandemic. But before all that shit started, Shadowless Starmie was one of the first Shadowless cards I bought. And I still have it. Just because it's such simple art, but it just looks so damn good. And Starmie, again, is one of those Pokemon that can just do a fuck ton of things. It gets Water-type moves, it gets Psychic moves, it gets Ice moves, it gets Electric-type moves. It can do just about anything. And I mean, even it's those right there. I mean, the whole Bolt Beam combo of Thunderbolt and Ice Beam literally covers all types. All types are covered right there. Psychic being a good typing and having stab, and then Water being an amazing typing. Like, Starmie just had shit going for it. Also, just being one of the fastest Pokemon in Gen 1. Like, you can just do so much with that thing. I don't know. I think I might do what I did with this playthrough, and I'll kind of decide what my team will be ahead of time. And then when I get my ROM finished, I think I'll run with the team. Well, I want to run with the team that I was thinking of, but also I kind of feel like I want to run with... Maybe I'll do a water... a type lock, and I'll do water. Because if I do Gen 2, then I can use Totodile, I can use Starmie, I can use Tentacruel. That might be fun. That might be what I do with that. Oh, yep, I can use Kingdra. That's another cool-ass water type. Lapras. I like Caesar's sprite in this game, but it's really hard to tell what the fuck it's supposed to be. Like, you know it's a seahorse, but... Raichu's pulling ahead of the pack, level 42. It's okay though. Like I said, he's not gonna get to see a lot of battles with the rest of it. Neither is Ninetales, because, well, I mean, I'll just have to pick and choose. Because, I mean, Ninetales is weak to ground-type moves, but also, a lot of ground Pokemon aren't really, like, if they send out a fucking Sandslash, I'm not worried. And I guess some of the burglars aren't going to use just fire types, so we can kind of work around it.